2013 was an amazing year for Habitat for Humanity, one that reminded us yet again that God is faithful and can do more than we could ever ask or imagine. High-profile building events and projects enabled Habitat to mobilize volunteers, raise awareness, and engage thousands of people to build homes, communities, and hope. In 7 countries, 14,000 volunteers helped more than 700 families in a single day during the Asia-Pacific Youth Build, which also attracted nearly 94,000 advocates in Nepal. In Latin America and the Caribbean, 9 countries mobilized 1,700 volunteers for International Youth Day. The Orphans and Vulnerable Groups program served more than 1,500 extremely poor families in Europe and in Africa. The Jimmy and Rosalind Carter Work Project marked 3 decades of partnership with the former President and First Lady. In the U.S., 7 affiliates completed their Neighborhood Stabilization Program 2 projects, which benefited 1,245 families. More than 9,000 students volunteering with U.S. affiliates during Collegiate Challenge raised more than $1.2 million. More than 10,000 volunteers in the U.S. built, repaired, or renovated 714 homes during National Women Build Week, sponsored by Lowe's. Similar projects designed to empower women expanded to Zambia, Lesotho, Romania, Canada, Indonesia, and Nepal in 2013. Edmonton, Alberta. Supporter signs line the development as Habitat for Humanity Edmonton officially kicked off construction at Newfield Landing. Newfield Landing is the largest Habitat build in Canadian history and is named in honor of Don Neufeld, a Habitat Edmonton volunteer who has contributed more than 15,000 hours since 1993. Habitat Big Builds, organized in Romania, Vietnam, Cambodia, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bangladesh, have become exciting projects that attract global volunteers and raise awareness of the need for shelter. Habitat made major advances on developing market-based approaches to affordable housing, including housing microfinance initiatives in 2013. Hilti Foundation launched a $7.5 million Habitat Microbill partnership to help more than 18,000 low-income families access affordable financing and housing support services to improve their homes. Habitat also partnered with the MasterCard Foundation to develop housing microfinance products and services with leading financial institutions in Africa. The project began last year in Ghana and launched in Uganda and Kenya in 2013.
Disasters around the world forced us to ramp up our efforts to help families rebuild their lives. 3 years after the Haiti earthquake and ahead of schedule, Habitat exceeded its 5-year target to help 50,000 Haitian families affected by the 2010 earthquake. Before efforts began in November to help families affected by Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines, Habitat in the Asia-Pacific area had assisted more than 30,000 disaster-affected families, accounting for 51% of the total families served.
We are able to further our mission only with the support of faithful partners and through collaboration with the public and private sectors and other nonprofits. The India Builds North America campaign was launched in New York City to mobilize $20 million over the next 5 years to help at least 15,000 families in India. The Dow Chemical Company, which has supported the construction of nearly 39,000 homes in 24 countries on 6 continents, extended its commitment to Habitat for a 30th year. The Corporation for National and Community Service in the U.S. awarded Habitat $3.95 million to help support nearly 400 AmeriCorps and AmeriCorps Vista members. The American Red Cross awarded a $2 million grant to Habitat for Humanity International to support Superstorm Sandy recovery. The General Motors Foundation donated $1 million to help Habitat's neighborhood revitalization efforts in 12 U.S. cities. 3 of the 24 vans donated last year for disaster recovery were redeployed to Oklahoma and Texas following devastating tornadoes. Repair Corps, sponsored by the Home Depot Foundation, closed out its first year with more than 180 repair projects. During the June Veterans Build on the Mall, dozens of volunteers gathered in Washington, D.C. to frame 7 houses. JCPenney customers raise more than $1 million by rounding up purchase totals to the nearest dollar. 7 Heisman Trophy winners joined Nissan and the Heisman Trophy Trust to build a home with New Orleans area Habitat for Humanity. With assistance from actor Josh Duhamel, Valspar Hearts and Hands for Habitat generated more than 433 million media impressions. Procter & Gamble committed to fund the construction, repair, and cleaning of homes in 12 countries, and nearly 3,000 employees volunteered on more than 30 projects worldwide. M&M's brand donated $500,000 and urged Americans to pledge 1.5 million volunteer minutes to Habitat through a special Facebook application. As part of a 3-year commitment, Bank of America donated nearly $18.5 million in vacant properties for renovation or reconstruction during fiscal year 2013.
With a commitment of more than $10.2 million in 2013, Thrivent Financial for Lutheran supported the construction of 116 homes, the repair of 250 homes, and the successful completion of 101 Thrivent Builds worldwide volunteer trips. In addition to providing a Range and Energy Star refrigerator for every Habitat house built in the U.S. and Canada, Whirlpool brand built with Indiana University and its Kelley School of Business, engaging IU students, faculty, and staff. Habitat for Humanity, which brought together approximately 800 participants to housing forums in Asia and Europe, received recognition as both a housing provider and a vital member of the housing sector. Builder Magazine ranked Habitat for Humanity as the 10th largest home builder in the U.S. during 2012. Habitat CEO Jonathan Reckford delivered marching orders for justice, mercy, and humility at the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. Interaction awarded Habitat the 2013 Disability Inclusion Award for work in Romania, Kyrgyzstan, and Indonesia. An unusual project in Tajikistan that uses mulberry tree branches and twigs to reinforce homes against earthquakes earned Habitat the FedEx Award for Innovations in Disaster Preparedness.
We made some significant organizational changes. 2 HFHI area offices were consolidated. Greg Foster was named Vice President of the new Europe, Middle East, and Africa area with offices in Bratislava, Slovakia, and Pretoria, South Africa. And we celebrated some remarkable milestones that caused us to give thanks for what has come before as we also look ahead to what might be. Habitat Paraguay built its 3,000th house, and Habitat Honduras celebrated 15,000 families served. Habitat Guatemala presented the keys to the homeowners of its 50,000th house and also launched a new challenge to help 50,000 more families in the next 5 years. With your help, we surpassed our long-standing goal to serve 100,000 families in 1 year. The total for fiscal year 13 was 124,946 families. And in November, we raised the walls on our 800,000th house. Because of God's great blessings and your incredible commitment to this ministry, we see an exciting future filled with great opportunities. We believe the launch of our bold new strategic plan will lead us forward and guide us closer to a world where everyone has a decent place to live. Thank you for all that you do each day to help build homes, communities, and hope.